welcome our ally for equality, Natasha Lyonne.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you very much. I'm honored to be with you tonight, and frankly, I'm blown away by this honor. I also realize I say like a lot, so I should work on that. I guess it's official now, and I hope the whole world knows that I am an ally of the Human Rights Campaign. This is my very first time ever to the Twin Cities, and I was very excited when my plane landed so I could find my people. You know, I asked the cab driver to start by dropping me off at Lush, followed by fun stops at the Saloon and the 90s too. I made him slam on the brakes at 9th and Nicollet when I saw a great crowd of good-looking gay men, and I guessed that must be the hottest gay bar in Minneapolis. But no one told me it was Target's corporate offices. So, sorry. But now I know. Now I know. There are so many great people I've worked with over the years that I love. Two I'd like to shine a light on that I'm especially grateful to are Jamie Babbitt, the director of But I'm a Cheerleader, who always takes credit for making me a lesbian icon. I guess, thanks, sure, I'll take it. And more recently, to Jenji Kohan for picking up where Cheerleader left off and giving me the great role of Nikki Nichols in Orange is the New Black. Thank you. In But I'm a Cheerleader, you saw some of it. I played a young all-American girl named Megan who gets shipped off by her parents to a gay rehab when they suspect she's a lesbian. As a result, I sometimes like to fantasize that Nikki is the adult thug version of Megan from Cheerleader, who could have stood up for herself and protected her from her insane parents. You know, even though the tone of the film was light, I'll never forget how confusing it was to process that gay rehab was a real thing that was happening in our world. As a teenager reading the script for Cheerleader, I was horrified to come to terms with the stark fact that not everyone intuitively understood the basic facts of life, that none of us chooses our sexual orientation or our gender identity. Duh. Nonetheless, as I matured, I realized we have a responsibility to use our voices to help ignorant people understand the vicious impact of their bigotry and shape their values to embrace acceptance and equality. Man, would we teach Kim Davis a lesson if she showed up in prison with us at Orange is the New Black? But anyway, you know, over the years, I've been linked to many extraordinary women, namely Rosie O'Donnell and Clea Duvall pop to mind. You know, sadly, I've never had the opportunity to sleep with either of them, though I love them both majorly. You know, I did want to take the opportunity tonight to clarify I've only actually got to sleep with 3 girls. My friend Lizzie, my friend Nicole, she's from Minnesota, and a prostitute I ordered out of the Yellow Pages as a curious teenager. Don't worry, we used the dental dam. Now, did anyone else ever use those? I mean, who uses those? This is a true story. I'm not kidding. Anyway, my point is, it's crucial for everyone to have the basic freedom of experimentation and open-mindedness in this life. I mean, how are we to figure out who we are in a safe way when we're living in fear? My stance on this is I hope I remain as open-minded into my twilight years as I was as a teenager. I mean, let me paint you a picture of myself in the 90s in New York City. I remember being 13, riding the bus to school, reading about Gertrude Stein, while looking out the window and seeing posters of Kate Moss on these Calvin Klein billboards and thinking, who would I rather be? I mean, the answer was obvious for me. The goal was to someday have a salon full of equal-minded troublemakers and someone as great as Alice B. Toklas. Not to be a contrived idea force-fed by the media. That just seemed like a royal pain in the ass. Well, some years later, in my 20s, I I remember becoming obsessed with this book by Diana McClellan called The Girls, in which she wrote about lavender Hollywood. Everyone from Garbo to Dietrich and Hepburn gets name-checked, and their affairs reflected the high-end sexual mores of their times. Amidst all these glamorous ghosts, I remember being particularly taken with the amorous chain between the famous anarchist Emma Goldman and the legendary silent film star Alan Nazimova, the exotic actress who became the founding mother of Sapphic Hollywood. Nazimova, like me, suffered from great stage fright, so Emma, her friend, would come backstage, and by the way, this is true, she would give her vulvic massage to alleviate the tension. True story. I mean, how cool is that? Well, I've ascribed to that AC/DC backstage ritual ever since, and I am so grateful that even though I'm not gay, Leah Delaria continues to be there for me in this way each day before we do a scene in prison. It's very nice of her. She's very generous. My only regret is that she wasn't here tonight. Now, some of you may think it's a recent thing that people think that I'm gay, that it's my on-screen roles and my penchant for loafers in real life that have created this aura, but that's not actually true. This all came up years ago at the Rabbi Joseph H. Lookstein Upper School of Ramaz on New York's Upper East Side. Well, as you may guess from that handle, it was an incredibly uptight Orthodox Jewish school for Manhattan's elite. And there I was, a scholarship kid living with a single mother. Suffice to say, I did not fit in. But I'm over it, clearly. Well, I must have been about 12 or 13 years old when I discovered that someone had scratched the words, "Natasha is a lesbian," into my desk. My desk. And I was a preteen. Of course I knew what lesbian meant. However, a million feelings came through me when I read it, and I wondered why someone had written it there, on my desk, for everyone to see. I mean, was I special or odd? Was my personality too big? Was my hair too big? Is it that I spoke my mind? Was someone sending me a warning? Was it meant to shock me or label me? Was it that I made them afraid? I never found out, but I did learn one thing that I've kept my whole life long. Words have power, and so do labels and identities. I've been lucky to go through this life doing the work that I love, and in return being loved and respected by others, not allowing anyone to label me, and more importantly, not allowing myself to be limited by any labels. If you're a lesbian or not, or a gay man or not, or bisexual or not, or happen to be transgender or questioning, you came here tonight in solidarity for the same reason I did. To just have the damn freedom to be yourself in this world, no matter what it takes. Receiving this award is very moving to me, but let's remember it's now 2015. Shouldn't everyone be an ally by now? Shouldn't we all earn this award by now? Equality under the law should be the oxygen we breathe and the real religion we practice in America. Until that day truly arrives, this award reminds me not so much of how far we've come, but also serves a reminder of how far we have yet to go. I am sincerely proud to be your ally and to share my love with you and the Human Rights Campaign. Thank you so much.